We thank everyone for gracing today's occasion. We have the guest speaker for today. She's around. So I want to call on the guest speaker, Dr. Mrs. Felicia Mogo. Let's put our hands together for Dr. Mrs. Felicia Mogo. Let's clap for her as she comes forward. Let's clap back for her. You're welcome, ma. We're pleased to have you. You're welcome.
Good afternoon, everyone. May I stand on the assumed existing protocol before I came? Yeah, but I must want to appreciate my sister, my friend, Mrs. Violet Williams, for this great effort. You know, she's been doing this and doing it again. I know it's not easy, but she doesn't look at the challenges. She rather looks at the result she expects to get, and she's been doing it. And I really want to appreciate all of us that are seated here today, because we know we want to support her. Thank you all. Yeah. I apologize for coming late. I went to the other hotel instead. But having said that, and in consideration of the time that we have gone, I want to start off with the presentation. So, in preparing this presentation, I assumed so much basic knowledge. I know that some students did competition and won awards. I congratulate you all for even attempting the competition. But I assumed some basic knowledge. However, I want us to look at this map. Over there, this is a typical ocean. You know, I use it for a presentation where I showed that of Africa. But when we look at the Africa, the light blue, like this, the lightest shade of blue down there, that's the picture of Africa. When we present the coastal environment of the world, and we know the map of Nigeria, and we situate Nigeria there, and we see that Nigeria has a coastline, so it's important in the Committee of Nations when we talk about the ocean. So we have about 5 oceans of the world. We have the Arctic, the Atlantic, the Antarctic that is currently recognized, and Pacific, and I think the Southern Ocean. So those are the oceans of the world. They are all. You can see that the world itself is a continental world. You know, the world is surrounded by the ocean. And we know how important the ocean is. We may not start remembering all the importance now, otherwise we will not live here today. But we know that the ocean contributes 70% to the air, at least 70% to the air we breathe, because it keeps releasing ozone that will keep changing and releasing oxygen. So we call it at times the ocean of life, the lungs of the planet. So, going further now, the world is now recognizing so many importance of the ocean in transportation. Not only in transportation, in provision of the food we eat. We know that at least the fish we eat comes from the ocean. So, and it's a huge source of protein. Here in Nigeria, it is the major source of income also for the coastal communities. Apart from the fact that the fish, some of it is also exported. We know the importance of the ocean in transportation of our crude oil reserve, which is almost the main source of our foreign exchange. And from it, so many other businesses are coming up. You know, shipping in the ocean, we have rigs, we have platforms, we have drilling in the ocean. All those are important to our total well-being. But if it's not well done, it can also be a huge source of stress and stressors and strains to us and the environment. So having talked about that now, we are talking, and the topic of the day is actually knowledge and blue economy. So, students, who can quickly tell me the meaning of blue economy here? Okay. Yeah, but I know you know it, maybe you're shy, I don't want to say it. But recently now, the world is talking about blue economy. Blue economy, blue economy. we'll be wondering, why not red economy, why not yellow economy, So the blue economy paradigm actually refers to the wealth in the ocean. We normally say deep blue ocean. I think so the ocean, it refers to the ocean, the wealth from the ocean, when you talk about it in the literal sense. But however, blue economy has been used kind of to situate where things are done well, where we keep to sustainability. And when we're now talking about blue economy, it is that the earth we live in, we've been tapping into the soil and all that it brings. And from the look of things, it's as if we are running short of resources. Why? Because of the population explosion and other changes we are going to talk about, like climate change issues, that is also the cutting of some of the natural earth reserves. So the world is now looking into the ocean for resources. So when we talk about blue economy, it means tapping into resources in the blue, in the ocean, but with utmost respect for that environment. We are getting the resources in. So that's why we now talk about sustainable blue economy. Tapping into resources in the ocean, in the marine environment, in a sustainable way, such that it won't be that we will finish making use of it today, then tomorrow, our children, our grandchildren, our great-grandchildren, and generation to come will not have what to use. So we talk about sustainability. Use this in an equitable way, so that when it will have met your own need, it will meet the need of the future generation. So that's what we mean, sustainable blue economy. Tapping into the resources of the ocean to build wealth for wealth creation. In short, African Union has looked at it as a new way of enriching the continent, of eliminating poverty. So when you talk about this, you also talk about the United Nations goal on protecting life below the ocean, which is sustainable goal number 14. I'm mentioning all these things. You note it down and you go and search more. Use your phone to search more later what it means. Sustainable development goal 14. And when you are searching for 14, you read the other goals because they are all connected. But sustainable development goal 14 is talking about how to ensure sustainability of the ocean, noting life below the sea, fishes, and all the other ecosystem within it. So this is just definition of blue economy. As I put it here, the blue economy is sustainable use of ocean resources for economic growth, improved livelihoods and jobs, and ocean ecosystem health. The blue economy encompasses so many activities, as you will see in this picture. It has so many things involved in it. We talk about renewable energy. We talk about fisheries. We talk about maritime transport. We talk about waste management, and so on and so forth. So, in the local sense, from origin, from creation, what you normally talk about, about fishermen. Even if you read the Bible, you see, when you're a fisher, we're fishing. Just fishing is just, what man is just predisposed to fishing activity, right from the onset, and the use of even canoes. I was asking a friend of mine, how were you people managing? Those of you from the riverine community, how were you managing before boats came up? He told me that even that time, there used to be this wood that when you put it on the ocean, you can use it to move as if you're in a boat, So from time, God has made all these things possible for us. So this is just a picture. Okay. Please, can you change it? Oh, you don't have it, eh? Oh, sorry. Okay, I will give you this slide so that they can have it. But the picture I have here shows just fishermen, local fishermen, and all those activities, that take place in the ocean. And a second one I have here shows the things happening in the ocean again, mining activities. If you're moving even around our creeks, you see people mining for sand, and in that mining even is supposed to be done in a sustainable manner. Because when they shift the earth around the bottom of the ocean, the sediment, it also interferes with fishes, community biodiversity. That is organisms, both plants and animals that are living in that part of the ocean. can displace them. And that will start pointing towards hunger. So that's why we must always use in sustainable manner. So, possible direction to embrace blue economy in Africa. That is also talking about Nigeria. Next, please. Yes, you can see there are so many things we can get from the ocean, we can do with the ocean. We can have fishes, we talk about aquaculture. And when I mention all those things, you know them, you check them. When you check, you get to know more. Aquaculture, mariculture, tourism, of course, marine transportation. We talk about renewable energy, the energy that is from the strength of the ocean, from wind being activated by the ocean waves and things like that. Then we talk about seabed extractions, taking things underground, both oil and other rich minerals. Then we talk about marine biotechnology. We talk about carbon sequestration. What we mean by carbon sequestration is that when carbon comes up, of course you know it, even in the house. If the house is stuck, if you're cooking and there is no way to let out carbon, that is the one coming from combustion, incomplete combustion, the whole place will be airtight, So if you have so much of carbon on its footprint in the atmosphere, that means things are not going on well. So, but this marine environment, the ocean takes in carbon dioxide and gives us oxygen, So many things, and this is the map of Nigeria now. Really? Okay, if you see the map of Nigeria, you know that our coastline stretching from Lagos to Calabar. That is we have coastline of 833 square kilometers and exclusive economic zone. That is the area that the law allows us to utilize. That is our own. But there is now a law that is coming up that is talking about areas beyond national jurisdiction. Can you notice and check it? Areas beyond national jurisdiction. So that is really quite offshore. Before, the world said that, it doesn't belong to anybody. If you are from Russia, from anywhere, you can come to the one nearest to Nigeria and take the resources there and go. But now, see that when people come to take to fish and do things like that, they leave waste there and other things. They come to do other things. So the world, UN is now having a meeting to make sure that there is a law guiding that area that we thought is beyond national jurisdiction. It will now belong to the adjacent country there. Maybe they have one more meeting to do before they will conclude. So, see so many things we benefit from it. As I've said before, those are the things that you see have here. And I will repeat that you'll be given the slide. So, when you talk about the relationship between knowledge and the blue economy, we now see that, but is it not obvious now that you must be smart before you would even know, this is the ocean. These are the resources there. You must have knowledge to be able to assess the wealth and the values of the ocean. You must have knowledge to be able to know when you are now stressing the ocean. You must have knowledge to know how to now model situations and predict what the outcome will be if you are using the resources in the ocean. So we need smart youths like you to do that, and that's what we mean. What Mrs. Williams is trying to do is to ensure sustainable use of the ocean. Because if you know it now, the way even the one you are taking notes just now here, and you go and study more, you can now even analyze it better than me. That is retired, mama, grandma, So you analyze it better than me and say that, should it be that I reason like this could be the outcome? So that's what we are trying to propagate. We are trying to ensure sustainability in the utilization of the ocean resources. We are trying to ensure sustainability in the utilization of the blue economy. So when you have knowledge, you will now be able to make informed decisions after research that can now advise the policy makers. We tell how people know. Mrs. Williams has been talking so much about changing the education curriculum to include issues of the ocean. She is correct, because we have evaluated it, and this is the assessment we did, and there is need to have a policy. We should protect the ocean this way, we should protect it this way. So we now be able to now apply it. And when it comes to Committee of Nations, when we negotiate, because ocean is a global affair, when we are now negotiating, we always meet as United Nations, as IMO, to negotiate, what is coming to Africa, what is coming to Nigeria. Because you are informed, you'll be able to stand for your country. You'll be able to stand for yourself. Even if your country will not recognize you, another country will want to pick you up. United Nations will want to pick you up. That, this young boy, this young girl knows what she's talking about. Let him or her come and work with us. You understand? It happens every now and then. So you now be able to now negotiate on behalf of Nigeria, for example, your country, that this is how it is. This is the contribution of our ocean, our coastline, and this is what you get back to us. Then you also monitor the trend of the ocean. Like we have Ocean Commission. They call people every now and then. In fact, myself even, they call me every now and then. When I leave this place, I'm going to join a meeting, a global meeting. That if you contribute, so you come and make a presentation and see what in that meeting we are now going to negotiate what will come to Africa and managing blue economy. So that's the meeting. After I finish here, I will just go to the side and start going on with that, continuing with that. If I don't have any idea, which I'm sure you will even have better than me when you get to know it very well, will I be able to go and defend? They will then nominate me to come and negotiate for a country. They won't nominate me. So when you know it very well, you negotiate and turn around things. We are talking about wealth creation from blue economy. We don't make that wealth for us. So that is the essence of it. You know how to use, as I said, use sensors to even monitor the environment, to know when it's being abused. Use sensors to protect it also. So that is all. But just to now, from what I've said, because I know you've been here for a long time, I don't want to make it so lengthy. That's why I few slides here. So from what I've said now, you can see that there is huge relationship. The relationship is so huge that you cannot separate knowledge from blue economy. And as such, I advise you to please go on. I urge you to go on and continue studying. And you've seen all these parts. You can even, as you're thinking about your career pattern in life, think about career in the ocean. There is so much, just like we have on land, you have so much career opportunities also that are related to the ocean. So that's all I have, and on this I say thank you so very much. Thank you.
Well, she's been able to tell us about what blue economy is all about. If you didn't have an idea of what the BE is, you would have understood it by now. She has been able to also expose to us the resources there, the opportunities there. And the resources we already know, but the opportunities in it. And building a career in this industry is of the essence. I'm sure that was where you were driving to. And that is why we are here. I saw in your presentation, though you didn't talk about it, policy development direction in terms of career development. I saw it there. So I want to thank you for giving us a food for thought, something we are going to chew as we leave here. But for time, we might not be able to really go into too many areas in our presentation. But one I will not stop saying, or I want to actually zero on, is the human capacity development, the human capital development, right from the grassroots. The permanent secretary, you are here. I earlier asked, what policy do we have? Down the ladder, let's be primary school, but at the secondary school level, where transportation becomes a basic cost. So that we can take it off from there. So by the time they get to the university, it is a program they would have been able to take along their life pattern, their life career, everything about their life, so that they become qualified either marine engineer, marine technologists, what we call transporters, job logisticians, name them, so that this country can have a purposeful direction. Remove transportation from the industry, from the entire economy. This economy will sink. Is it not true? And these are the young ones that are asking you, come on board. And we have to open the window because we have access to government, to tell government this is the window we need to open for this economy to thrive. And these are the one. So I want to thank you. So I don't know if there are other comments you want to make or if there are questions.
Please introduce yourself.
My question is, when Nigeria is moving toward recession, what can the maritime sector do to increase the economy of the country?
Good afternoon. As you remember, humble self from Dismissed Lamia Bitola. We have people that are studying economics education, economics that, economics this. Can we have someone that can study maritime education?
My name is Sonny Miriam from Juma's Memorial Grammar School. My question is, as an accounting student, what career opportunity can I find in the maritime sector?
Career opportunity in maritime sector for accountants.
I'd like to also know, is there a way in the education sector? Because we also study chemistry, biology, physics, and the rest of those stuff. Can we really have some group of specialists from this section? Maybe people who are already in, or we're talking about curriculum for the university and the rest of it, like a long thing. If we have some people already in this sector who can also be rostered to go to schools, maybe to begin to bring up, maybe talk to teachers, talk to students, and the rest of the stuff, begin to. But I don't think even taking it far to the secondary school is it, even up to the primary, as a matter of fact, from the preschool, because they will talk about safe environment and the rest. So let the students begin to, have this idea and give this way. And there's so many of us who are educators and people are also coming up as educators can begin to develop interest, in this area and say, okay, I'd like to do maritime education, kind of a course. We have English education, economics education, and the rest. Somebody who have, deep knowledge in this area, and this is really going to help us because this part of economy has really been covered. I will say it's been so dark. It looks as if nothing, and people are there. And I don't know how we've been able to even get into this point that there are people always coming in because it's not something that is everywhere that people get to know. Thank you, Mom.
Mine is a contribution. There are so many questions to ask so that we can get better clarifications. But, based on what has been asked, as an educator, there are so many ways by which we can bring the children on board. And the method should be such that we are not, in quote, too serious about it, because the best way these children learn is through play method. So, in as much as I would take this further for policy implementation, policy formulation, and implementation. But before then, we have decided that we would stir up the interest of these young ones at whatever level they are towards the maritime sector. One thing about the global world, the world and the way things are being operated is that no sector is in isolation. So there must be connectivity. No sector should work in silos. But what we notice is that sectors work in silos. So why would somebody who write whatever, like it was mentioned, that whatever your interest, once we can connect with maritime sector, we are good to go. So that is the idea, that is the way to go. For this children, we have not started. Well, I will soon retire as a result of my age. But that notwithstanding, on my part, I've made up my mind that after my service, even in retirement, I will stir up your interest. Because learning starts with readiness. And that's what I will use. That is what we will use. Don't let me say I. That is what we will use to ensure that before policy information and implementation, you are already interested. You are already ready to learn, to explore, to take advantage, to take opportunities, and most especially, because I am a concerned Nigeria, to protect our waters. Thank you very much. Okay, my contribution is this. I mean, we're all talking about policy direction and all that, but I think that the problem with us in Nigeria is that we already have a lot, and we're not using what we have. And I think that we need to get the children. The reason why our education is not achieving what we want is that we are too regimented on getting information, and we are not playing up being able to use the information to get what we want. So we have a course like geography, and I know that when I was in school in geography, this is basically what we did, but we did it to get the information. So I know all the seas. So I know the length of the coastline. But what I do not know is that length of the coastline is to my advantage because the things within the water on that coastline are the things that can bring productivity and increase the economy. That's what they didn't teach me. So they didn't teach me to be economic, to understand the economic value, thank you, of what I have. So if we can tweak our education to suit our environment and tweak our education to make us understand that we have what we need, we just have to use it to get what we want. And that way, the children become more economic centered. Is that the right word? More, centered on production. And they are centered, then they can talk about, when you talk to them about pollution, they understand why they should not pollute the water, because they know that their riches will come from the water. So I think that if we just have a paradigm shift in what we are doing and use what we have, we will be going very far in achieving the blue economy. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah, I really like DG. I like your comments because that's what Mrs. Williams is trying to achieve by doing this. Those days too, not only Nigeria, not only your teacher, not only my own teacher, nobody knew. The knowledge was very, thing on the value we can get from pollution. It just recently that it started coming. So we are still quite in time, but it's how we now react from now on that matters. So, somebody asked a question, he said, how blue economy can help us get out of recession? That's a very, very good question. So, the blue economy paradigm, as I said when I was talking, if we implement it fully, it will enable us to shift. Now, to move out of recession, Now, after the Nairobi conference, global conference in 2018, Nigeria attended. Nigeria also keyed in. And the president actually now situated issues, gave it a high political level concern. He situated the issue of blue economy management in his own office, the office of the vice president, with Ministry of Transportation and Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency to now kind of coordinate. And because of COVID, not much could be done. But then, NIMASA still made effort with Ministry of Transportation to have the first kind of, let's say, the first workshop that will bring all the ministries, agencies concerned together. And it was also reasoned that you cannot drive, the government alone cannot drive the blue economy agenda of the country, because we looked at the other countries that are already making use of it, like Seychelles. Now, we move Seychelles from third world to fourth world. Norway is doing wonderfully well with it. So if we could move Seychelles from third world to fourth world, why not Nigeria? So in the workshop we had, we now decided also to now get connected to Nigerian Economic Summit Group, because Nigerian Economic Summit Group is actually the driver of the private sector, and it connects private sector and the government. So the Nigerian Economic Summit Group graciously accepted to be members, because also it's their own interest, and they now pinpointed in the national. I don't want to preempt it because they told me what is coming up. They situated blue economy as a quick way of kind of economic emancipation, that it will enable us to recover from economic, from recession, putting it that way. So it's in the pipeline, but what we have to pray and also work towards it, we can cross it anywhere, is that we should now push it up to move. But the building blocks have been put in place, is to now move it so that it will move with the speed of the private sector. The government, because there will be so many authorities to approve, it becomes bureaucratic. Now that it's attached to the public sector, we hope that public sector drive kind of. We hope and I'm sure that if we move with the speed we have started, it will really drive us out of recession. Yeah, that is it. Thank you. Then somebody asked, I forgot because she said she read, but that she's not accounting. Yeah, you read accounting if you can work in the maritime sector. Yes, that I think like in the shipping, all aspects of administration of the maritime sector, you can work there. But even in the maritime sector, we have finance section where they calculate, taking a typical government office like EMSRA. I know that we have accountants that Mrs. Simon, you worked in that department, in the shipping development, that calculates the financial of wet cargo, dry cargo, all those things. So you have more responsibility, huge responsibilities there. You will not be idle. So you can look towards that. Then somebody also said that you never really had somebody that read marine engineering. I think somebody said that there are so many marine engineers, and the idea they work in, there are so many marine engineers, all these seafarers too. They read something about it. They are all connected to the economy. Because if you don't have seafarers, if you remove that human side, nobody will be there to really. We haven't gone 100% automated, so it will be difficult. So we have, just like we have a civil engineer, architects, you have people that read naval architecture and things like that. So what you can do, I like Google, everything. My doctor will confess everything I don't know. So let me ask Google. Google tells me everything. So please make use of your phone to study more than making use of it to do all this. So social media is good, but there's a way one will start using it to get so addicted that you don't use it for the right purpose. So like this one now, Google, ask that question. What's the career opportunities in the market? Any question you want, ask Google. Google will tell you. But if it doesn't tell you and you think we'll know, send it to Mrs. Williams. He will pass it across to us. We all look at it. Then, our sister here also asks about if we now start waiting, it will be kind of starting today. If you look at my DP, you're talking about the ocean, that we are kind of damaging it. But the time to take action is now. It's always now for me. I like being just in time. Don't start delaying that because of these excuses. You can always come above the excuse. The way you said, yes, I'm on my retirement leave, and by January 10, I'll turn 60, and I'm out of public sector. After working for that, will be 34 years of service for me. And I knew that, I've come to this maritime sector, and I like it. And now that I'm retired, what are the things that can come along with it. I moved my family, my husband and my children. They all supported me. I'm running an NGO on African Marine Environment Sustainability Initiative. And every now and then, the African Union called me the other day to present a paper. When I finish with this now, I'm going to present a paper in G7 group on bioeconomy, how it will go. So that is it. Then, I also have a maritime academy, family business, but I'm the one that will drive it. They're already teasing me, oh, that you're going to be principal of so. I said, yes. You know, that's how I will express myself. Because I can't retire and just sit back. And so it's an opportunity for me to be meeting people and be talking to them, learning from people. People will be learning from me. And when we do things like this, we share knowledge because it has now triggered, our brains are now triggered to ask questions. It's a form of education. So what Mrs. Williams is doing here today. So we keep doing it, organizing amongst us, because we have seminars, symposium, workshops, and things like that. It will be very informal, as just like you can gather and talk over tea, have party. You can dedicate this your birthday to a talk on soap, you know. So, and there are so many things, really, how we can move it on. And I must also thank a permanent secretary for her contribution. She made a promise. She said, though she will leave the system soon, but she will ensure policy formulation. Yes, am I saying it right? Yeah, towards the benefit of the young generation. And I want all of us to actually be there. The parliament is so impressive. Nobody is now calling me to come and go for one meeting with them. So even at our own level, yeah, we've met. We can, histories of the ocean can join us together. Through Violet, we can meet. Sorry, I'm calling you Violet like that. Through Mrs. Williams, we can be meeting. We talk about the ocean. We can have lunch by the side of the ocean, and we talk about the ocean. We can also meet. We talk about cleaning the environment. As I always say, when we all join in singing the chorus, the song will be very loud. So let us all keep joining. Thank you.
Thank you for that expository speech. We appreciate you and the way you answered questions. Quickly, we want to do a presentation of award for a guest speaker, Dr. Mrs. Felicia Mogo, and I will be calling on Dr. Mrs. Yinka Ayodele to do the presentation, please. So I call on Dr. Mrs. Felicia. Dr. Mrs. Felicia. Dr. Mrs. Felicia Mogo is personality with a quite varied and philanthropic mien, whose career as a civil servant is forced to her tips. But like a golden fish, she has no hiding place. The deposit is a vacuum. She is currently heads the Marine Environment Management Department of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, NIMASA, having acquired over 32 years experience in marine, coastal and terrestrial environment management with practical skills in policy and regulation formation, but with special interest in formulation of standards and guidelines for sustainable environmental management. Dr. Mogo, even as a civil servant in Nigeria of today, has continental and national experience. She wants to maximize her global contacts and professional experiences to bridge the knowledge gap in maritime environment in Africa. And as such, she is already channeling her wealth towards ensuring that the marine resources in the region are explored in a sustainable manner. It is simply safe to call her Madam Blue Economy. An author and co-author of many books on her areas of specialization, she did a PhD in ecology and ecotechnology at the University of Port Harcourt with numerous other postgraduate programs taken in both foreign and local universities. Above all, she is a manager of human material resources. Can we put our hands together as we receive the award, Dr. Mrs. Felicia Mogo? Congratulations.
Yeah, see, my baby, a lot has been said.
And I must confess that today is not only for our students. I have personally gained a lot. And I was actually discussing with my colleagues there, and I think I've changed my mind for what to do during my retirement. I'm joining you. Thank you so much. So on behalf of the Ocean Ambassadors Foundation, we thank you for your presentation. You have been a very wonderful guest speaker and a good motivator. I'm one of your mentees. Congratulations.
We also have another gift for her. Please, let's put our hands together for her, please. Thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate you. Congratulations. We have another gift for you, ma'am. Another special gift to appreciate you.
Last year, you only gave us a piece of the iceberg for Blue Economy. And since last year I had told you, I said, Dr. Muku, you are just an awardee this year. But next year, you have to tell us everything about Blue Economy. And you did not disappoint me. Even though we went to Radisson Blue VI, that was why she was flat. So, on behalf of Ocean Ambassadors Foundation, we give you this as a token from all what you've done for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Can you join me to thank Mrs. Williams, please? Thank you. You know something? I cry like a baby. I would disappoint these children now because I'm already shedding tears. You know what? She's been such an inspirator, actually. She inspires me so much. You know, I call her my cheerleader. You know, she cheers me up, pushes me, tells me, oh, you can do this. I'm sure you will do it, Dr. Monk. And that's why, you know, even as it is today, ordinarily I shouldn't have been here. But I said no, there's no way I can say no to her. You know, I don't know how to explain because I support the mission she's running and she's already made me a team player, and I'm saying it before everybody here that I'm working with you, okay? I will give you the most support I can. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, now we want to do the cutting of cake. So please, all the awardees, please, I will implore you to please join us here. Our special guest, Mrs. Ade Kogbe, our chairman, please. Then the students, the awardees. To spell the word ocean. Then after the last letter, they will cut it. O, C, A, E, A, and L. Congratulations. Congratulations. Our winners, please. Our winners, first, second, and third position. Both past and present. Okay. Our winners, please. Parents, there are teachers, you also get ready.
Every day we get fire, fire. We are baby, she said, yeah, yeah, yeah. Go, shawty. Girl, it's a bad thing, go, shawty. You know she got it.
Then Ocean ambassadors, those in the protocols, Ocean team.